whilst I've got the hubs exposed, I'm going to take this opportunity to pack the universal joint with grease. I've moved the. You can probably just about see in the background here. There's it's just like a cover that comes off the drive shaft, and it has a hole in it. You can see my finger wraggling through the hole. Now that's where you normally inject the grease onto the grease nipple, but invariably the shaft has to be at just the right angle. I can with it exposed here, I can easily get to that nipple. There's a nipple down here, but there is actually another one which is right underneath here. It's close to the brake disc, and because even with the car and axle stands, when it's stripped down like this, I can't get access to that nipple. I need to be able to turn the wheels and turn the shaft, and I can't do that with the other. It's on axle stands and the other wheel's on the ground, so it won't turn. So I've got a grease gun here. Let's just push the grease gun on. There we go. That's on, and there are. It goes in the centre, and it's all hollow inside, and we should see grease come out of here, here. And then the other side. Let's see if I can do it without my arms in the camera. That's awkward. Now I'm going to have to move the camera because of course my arms are in the way. Oh, great. Let's just put a couple of pumps on anyway with my arms in the way. See what happens. There we go. That's better. Yeah, my arms are. Let's put the camera back where it was. Very awkward trying to catch everything on camera. Here we go. Yeah, I can see it oozing out. Yak. Where's my screwdriver? You won't be able to see it very easily on camera, but it's oozing out here. But it's filthy. It's absolutely filthy. That's clearly old grease. So I'm going to keep pressing until it comes out a bit cleaner. I can see the colour's changing now. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a lot cleaner. It's pumping out down here quite a lot. It hasn't started over here. Let's just do a few more pumps. Oh, it's stiff. Okay, let's jiggle it about a bit. You can see we've got sort of streamers of new grease and old grease dangling from that side. Haven't yet got anything coming out of. Let's just wriggle it about a bit. It feels nice and smooth. Yep, the big piece just fell off there. Just move it about the best I can. It takes quite a lot. You'd be surprised how much this takes. Sorry about my arm being in the way. I just see if I move the camera to the other side, my body's in the way. So I'll tell you what. Let's try. You never know. I might be able to do it. Let me just pause the camera and I'll relocate the camera. Okay, I've paused the camera and reset the camera into a better position. Hopefully, you might actually be able to see what I'm doing with perhaps my body's not going to be in the way. Let's. There we go. I'm going to pump a little bit more. We've got quite a lot is dropping out, a lot of grease. I've got a big huge, oh, there goes my body in front of the camera again. Forgive me. We've got a big piece here. That's partly fresh, and there's some old, dirty, black hardened grease. It's pushing out the old grease. So this is quite wasteful, if I'm honest with you. But I don't know if I can. I'm hoping to be able to push some out of this side, but it doesn't seem. Goodness me, it's quite stiff. I don't think I'm going to. I think it's pretty solid inside with grease now, and it should work its own way around. Oop, the gun's fallen off. Let's just give it a good working about, and hopefully we can encourage some of the grease to flow and come out on that joint where we can't see it. It's making an awful mess. I'm I'll clean this down with white spirit afterwards, because I'm going to be wanting to painting, you know, that's why I'm in here. I wanted to do some painting, but of course you can't paint through grease. But it's a good opportunity to get as much grease in as possible. Now that I've wriggled that about, let's see if I can get some of the grease to fire out of this part of the joint. Gosh, it's putting up some resistance. Whatever's happening, it's pushing the grease in under great pressure. No, I don't think so. Never mind, it'll... Excuse me being out of breath, it's quite hard. So you get the idea. There are quite a few grease joints, and they all have to be done the same way. And ideally, you keep going until you can see completely fresh grease coming out of the joints. It does sort of expel all the old rubbish. If we look at that on the cardboard there, you can see it's a mixture of very fresh, and it's got black sort of tips. So obviously that fresh grease has pushed out the horrible old stuff, and some of it's actually quite hard. Down here as well, we've got awful, dirty, filthy black stuff with clearer backing it up. So the clear stuff has pushed out the dirty old. So I'm pretty sure that joint is good, and I'm also pretty sure this joint's not been it's not been greased in decades, and you know, it's supposed to have been done. I've got all the history of this car suggesting that it's been really well taken care of, but I think, you know, certain jobs like this can be awkward just to access. Really, it's access is what's really awkward to these jobs. They've just simply not been done, and you know how hard it was to get the first couple of pumps. It was almost solid. And I was pushing, and then my hands banged together, and I could see, you know, some of the old solid grease squirted out. But it shouldn't really be solid, to be honest with you. You know, it should be, it shouldn't be left that long. But anyway, there doesn't seem to be any major wear in the UV joint, or universal joint is its full name. So I think we should have got away with that. But the other one's going to be a bit more awkward. I'm actually not going to be able to grease it whilst it's in this position. I'm going to have to get the car back on its wheels, jack the whole thing up, and turn the wheels to turn the shaft to get the nipple in the right position, which is a bit of a shame when we've got it right up here. But I'll do that at a later date. But I'm not going to drive this car again until all of the UV joints have been completely greased. And there's also some in the prop shaft. They're actually everywhere. You know, various suspension components are supposed to be greased. These cars do take an awful lot of grease.